Hello everybody, what is going on? I am Numbnexus. Here today we're going to be talking about Pokemon Sun and Moon. We're going to be talking about all the detailed analysis stuff, all that we've received in the trailers so far of both the Japanese and American trailers. It's on the Pokemon website, so we're going to be discussing that here today, going through more thorough analysis, finding out exactly more about Alolan formed Pokemon, and as well as WishiWashi and his very interesting ability, as well as Pyukumuku and his very interesting abilities so far. Even though a lot of the abilities that they've been given for these Sun and Moon Pokemon, if you haven't noticed, are like not the world's greatest mons, outside of WishiWashi, which is looking like the best one so far, but not the world's greatest mons. Like, you know, with Bruzish as well, the fish, he has an amazing ability, but the mon itself doesn't look too great. We don't know yet because we gotta see stats, but so far, I guess we're just going based off of a design. We can't do that because then look at Among Us. But we're gonna talk today about all this stuff in a detailed analysis way. So, of course, if you guys are enjoying, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you already haven't. I'd love to see your feedback down below on what you think about all this nonsense for the Sun and Moon stuff. But let's begin. So, first off, I guess we can talk about the ruffians of Team Skull first before we get into this. It says here, in the Alolan region, a group of ruffians known as Team Skull causes a lot of trouble. They steal other people's Pokemon, mess with the trial sites, and delight in all kinds of evil deeds. Look at their boss. My boy is built like Nick. Guzma is the boss of Team Skull who holds these ruffians together. Guzma pours on the attacks, battling without mercy. He certainly does seem strong, but he claims to be one of those who never could become captains. He seems to have a bone to pick with Professor Kukui as well. So they definitely have history. I think maybe they went out to sea together, some type of pirate shit, and then like, I guess they didn't get along. Maybe someone betrayed one another. More than likely him. Maybe Kukui. I don't fucking know. I mean, the nicest guys usually are, you know, the sneakiest. So I don't know. The admin though, she is fine. I don't care what anybody tells me, dude. She can get the clap. Pomeria is considered a big sister of Team Skull. She's a tough lady who keeps Team Skull in line and working together in the same way a strict older sister would. She seems to care for the grunts who are below her in pecking order, and she's not one to let it go if someone's giving them a walloping. Okay. And then we got the grunts. Their design is so freaking cool, dude. I'm probably gonna whoop up a commission of this boy. Like, he was cool as shit, man. Both male and female Team Skull grunts wear black skull tanks, and these uniforms aren't even provided for them. Hello? All grunts have to buy their own. Okay, so that's all we know of Team Skull so far. We know he has an Ariados too. I don't think we know her signature mon as of yet, but let's talk about all of these new guys so we can see all the nonsense that is going on. So let's talk about this guy, a little irrelevant one, the one that really isn't standing out compared to the rest. Marowak, he is the illuminating Pokemon. He's a grass fairy, and his ability is illuminate and effect spore. So effect spore like Vileplume and shit like that has an illuminate. I know Starmie has that, which I don't even think is the world's greatest ability. So I'm going with effect spore since day one. But it says here that Marowak are nocturnal Pokemon that walk around at night on their leg-like roots. They move because staying in one spot and sucking up all the nutrients from the soil would cause surrounding plants to wither. Marowak uses leg-like roots to make contact with its fellows and communicate with them. Marowak broadcasts spores that glow brightly when they burst open. Looking at their pulsing light, wow, out of context, has a soporific effect. It seems that in times of danger, Marowak broadcasts these spores. I actually don't know if it's, you know, Fully Evolution is going to become a good Pokemon or not. I can't knock the typing because it's Whimsicott, and Whimsicott is a really good Pokemon. We got Nexus Pyukumuku. He is the interesting one. I did kind of expect him to be water typing, or well, I expected a rock typing, but water rock was a reach. He's a water type, and his ability is innards out. The most interesting ability that I've yet to see. It says, due to their appearance and their lifestyle, Pyukumuku are considered unappealing to tourists. Part-time work chucking Pyukumuku back to the sea is available at tourist beaches. But no matter how far they're thrown, Pyukumuku will always return to the same spot. That's so sad. That is so sad. People, like tourists, throw them. They're chucking them back into the sea, and they just come back. Once a Pyukumuku finds a place it likes, it won't budge from it. If someone moves it away, back it comes to the same spot. If it runs out of food to eat in that spot, it'll stay there and starve. Oh my god! Wow! The people of Alola found this so pitiful that they developed a tradition of chucking Pyukumuku back into the food-rich sea whenever they come across any thin-bellied Pyukumuku. Okay, so essentially when they're starving, they send it back into the sea, and I guess like they feed off the sea? Oh, I guess the food-rich sea. So essentially the food that they eat within the sea. It says Pyukumuku are covered with a slippery, viscous fluid that has a moisturizing effect. Pyukumuku can stay on land for a week without drying out. The people of Alola use this fluid for skincare products. Oh my god, they're Hawaiian AF. Pyukumuku hate to have their spikes and mouth touched. If you step on one, it will hurl out its fist-like inner organs to strike at you. Can we just talk about how it literally brings a fist out from its mouth? That just sounds out of context as shit. Pyukumuku has a new ability, Innards Out, which no other Pokemon has had before. Huh, haven't heard that one. With the Innards Out ability, when this Pokemon faints, it will be able to deal one last bit of damage to its opponent, equal to the amount of HP it had left before it received the final blow. Ha! If you watched the trailer video and if you read my tweets, we confirmed this shit. I did 100% confirm this shit. Wow, just based off the Japanese trailer last night, I was tweeting out last night about what I would think they would be, and I was like, there has to be a reason why it went for Pain Split on the Hariyama, and like, why would they signify that? You know, essentially the damage that it did to the Hariyama with the Pain Split is going to then take that damage from the Hariyama when Hariyama kills it on knockout. So it's taken to equal the amount of HP I had left before. So since it boosted its HP back from the Pain Split, it went up to full HP. And you can tell that the full HP of Pyukumuku was the half HP of Hariyama. He has a lot of HP. Hariyama has a lot of HP and he's very bulky. So the amount of HP that it took from the Hariyama was about half. So then when Hariyama was going to take it out, it's going to be taken half as well. You know, it's damage equals to the HP that left before it. Essentially, it had full HP. So its full HP is half of Hariyama. So look at that. That's pretty crazy. I'm not going to lie. That's pretty crazy. It would have been more broken had it have just done whatever. Had it have done any amount of damage, you know, or had it have been just like Destiny Bond. Had it have been just Destiny Bond, like the ability, it would have been pretty crazy. Would it matter how much damage it did equal towards you? It would just knock you out. If it was at 1 HP and you kill it, it would knock you out from full. That would just be broken. That would legitimately just be broken. We got WishiWashi solo form. He is the interesting one right now because his ability, oh man, his ability is interesting, and I feel so good because I did predict his ability to be right, and all my friends, or not all my friends, some of my friends were going at me, and they're all like, oh no dude, he probably uses a move to become this form. Hell nah! We take the roast, but then when we write, we let our actions do the talking. We let him do the talking. He's a small fry Pokemon. He's a water type, and his ability is Schooling. A single WishiWashi is tiny and weak, measuring just 8 inches from nose to tail. WishiWashi is very small, even for a Pokemon. Yet the Pokemon of the Alola region seem to view it as a terrifying Pokemon. When it's in danger, WishiWashi's glistening eyes catch the light and shine out, sending an SOS signal to its allies. WishiWashi have a new ability. Have a new ability? Oh, Pokemon Company. What do you mean? WishiWashi has a new ability. They should have a new ability. Great job, Pokemon Company. Great job. You know what? I just made a video about this, so even if they fix that typo, you guys can see it. You can see it. You can see that shit. It says, WishiWashi it just does not make sense. Has a new ability. Schooling, which no other Pokemon has previously had. With Schooling, WishiWashi could change form in battle to their school form under certain conditions. It's still vague as shit! Do they explain it in the school form? Under certain conditions! It's still vague as shit! Well, no, the thing is, though, is they really signified the HP drop. But then at the same time as well, in the Japanese trailer, he just starts off. When he comes out, he's just boom. He's just boom. There was a scene where it was him versus Gyarados, and Gyarados just murdered it. And then there was another scene where they bring it out against the Gyarados, and it instantly transforms into the WishiWashi form. So I'm like, it's still vague as hell. If you guys have any thoughts on what you think school form is, the ability, please by all means leave it in the comments down below. Maybe I missed something from the Japanese trailer, or maybe I'm forgetting it because the only time that I saw it was last night, and I saw it like 5 times consistently, but I only watched it 5 times last night, and I went to bed too. So it's like, I might be a little, you know, little foggy with it, but I might be forgetting something. So if I am, by all means, guys, leave it in the comments down below. What is this? It says a seemingly weak Wishiwashi is called the Demon of the Sea. He is 26 feet 11 inches. He is larger than a Gyarados. Gyarados is 21 feet tall. This thing is larger than Gyarados. I actually said in the Skype call literally 3 days ago, I was like, will there ever be a water type larger or on the same scale as badass as Gyarados? I literally said this like 3-4 days ago. To like Nappy and Nick and PK. I literally said this 3-4 days ago. And then they just randomly bring out a Pokemon that has the magnitude, who's taller than Gyarados, who's even equally, well, maybe not even equally as badass, but, you know, in terms of badass as well, demonic. I love it. I love it. They unite into this huge battle formation. WishiWashi friends receive an SOS signal. When WishiWashi friends receive an SOS signal, what does that mean? Does it mean maybe when he's only on the water? Because I think when we saw him in the American trailer, he was on land. And then when he was on water, he instantly all became into the school form. I don't know how it's interesting. Also on contact too, he loses the school form, which I think we saw that as well. Wishiwashi that have encountered many dangerous situations and have a lot of experience calling on their allies will be able to emit a bright light from their eyes. They can gather allies and transform into an even more powerful Pokemon. Even Gyarados flee from Wishiwashi's school form. That's why they put Gyarados in the trailer, to signify just how big and terrifying this Pokemon is. It's amazing. The design of it is amazing. It's huge, and I hope to God it's powerful. Please, Game Freak, do not give us another Wailord where it's just very, very, very big, but it's weak as shit. Please don't do that to us. Please. Wishiwashi have a new ability. They fucked up again. Schooling. With no Pokemon previously had, with schooling, Wishiwashi could change form into battle under certain conditions. So it's still vague as ever. Alolan Marowak, right here with the Bone Keeper Pokemon. He's a Fire Ghost type, Curse Body, and Lightning Rod. So Curse Body is really the only new ability, because for some reason some people think Lightning Rod is new, because no one really knew anything about Marowak like competitively. And yes, he does exist competitively in the much lower tiers. He is somewhat viable there. I say somewhat. He hits stupid hard though, you know. He hits stupid hard. He is viable, but he was really slow, and yeah, he was really slow, so to hold him back. But I really hope that they did make him faster. He looks a lot more sleek and skinnier than his actual form. So I really do hope that they did make him faster. But it says right here, the Marowak in the Alola region take bones and light both ends on fire by rubbing them against their foreheads. Oh my god. Then they spin their bones around. Marowak's rarity and its fearsome appearance when it dances when the bone led the people of Alola to dub it a conjurer and regard it with fear. There are many grass type Pokemon, Marowak's natural enemies. It's ridiculous how, like, I've speculated this. You know, sometimes common sense, but I just feel good. I got some stuff right, because they did tweet out. I'm like, he adapted to his weaknesses. You know, he adapted to his weaknesses of grass and ice, and now he resists both of them. But it's like he can't adapt to water because there's too much of it around. It says here though, in the Alola region, it makes Alola a harsh environment for Cubone and Marowak. As a result, they live in close union with their partners. It's said that their great care for their partners allowed them to gain something like a 6th sense and resulted in their changed form. The Alola Marowak proves skilled at an attack in which it waves its bones and releases a ball of flame. The fireballs are not that powerful, but they tirelessly pursue their foe. Now the thing is though, what's interesting to me is it says here Alola is a harsh environment for Cubone and Marowak. Yet in the Japanese trailer, a regular Cubone evolved into Alolan Marowak. That makes no sense to me, because they really, they really signified that all these Pokemon from Generation 1, because yes, if you guys didn't know, that only Generation 1 Pokemon are getting Alolan forms, since that's the trend so far, that's so far. I mean, unless they want to say otherwise and give us another Pokemon that's a non-Gen 1 Alolan form, but so far that's what it's looking like, are the ones getting Alola forms. they basically signify it to the point where it's like there's not going to be the original forms in the Alolan region. Only the Alolan forms will be in this region. So maybe this also means that you can find the regular forms in this region too, but then that also means then that the regular forms evolutions don't exist, and only the pre-evolutions do. The same thing applied to Pikachu. Regular Pikachu evolved into Alolan Raichu, whereas regular Cubone evolved into Alolan Marowak. How is Alolan Meowth gonna work? Is Alolan Meowth gonna evolve into regular Persian? That makes no sense. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Does it make sense to you guys? It doesn't make any sense to me at all, because how are they gonna have Alolan forms but their pre-evolutions are going to be regular forms? What happened to the adapting? Because Alolan forms, they only have Alolan form because they're adapting to the environment within the Alola region. So, like, this kind of also screams that these regular forms can't survive in Alola. Therefore, the Alolan forms, because they adapted to the environment. I don't know. This hurts my head. I don't know. I'd love to know why. You know, we saw a regular Cubone evolve into Marowak, a regular Pikachu evolve into Alolan Raichu. I'd love to know why, so it could make more sense. But for now, it makes absolutely no sense to me at all. You know, it does not make a single bit of sense to me. Here is the Alolan Marowak. Cool as ever. He has a really badass design. So far, all the stuff within this trailer, I'm loving everything so far. And then we have the last one. I think was the last one, Alolan Raichu. Oh, no, it's Alolan Meowth. Okay. Alolan Raichu, the mouth Pokemon, Electric Psychic. Now, I do like the typing. I know some people don't like Alolan Raichu because they think it's too cute, or like they don't like the design. I'm like, has anybody not seen like half the girly Pokemon, half the baby evolution Pokemon that Generation 2 made? Has anyone not seen this shit? What? Have we not seen this shit? Have we not seen this shit? I don't know, man, but I love how he is not a fairy type, because they haven't given us a good amount of fairy types. So I kind of like it that they give us an Electric Psychic, something new. You know, it would have been a fairy type that would have been cool too. It would have been like much better than Dedene's ass. But Electric Psychic is the first typing of its own like that, if I'm not mistaken. And Surge Surfer, which doubles the speed. Let's talk about this. The Raichu and Alola have two types, Electric and Psychic. Electric and Psychic, and they are able to wield psychic powers. What's more, they can gather their psychic power in their tails and then ride on them to float in the air. This is literally the Pikachu from the anime. The Pikachu from the anime could predict when like tsunamis and giant waves would come through its psychic abilities, and it could surf. Bro, Pokemon ain't never forget anything, dude. Pokemon is bringing Alolan forms, which is basically Delta species from TCG. They're bringing it with a twist of some things from the anime, some things from ancient times, with the Alolan Executor apparently being out in one of the older, I forgot what it was. It was out in something else originally, like a long time ago, like in 1997, some shit like that, you know? It says here, even Pokemon researchers don't know why Raichu's form changed into the Alolan region. The people of Alola seem unconcerned by the question. Their guess, maybe it ate too many sweet and fluffy round pancakes. I mean, his skin literally looks like a pancake, or like, he looks like SpongeBob when he dipped his ass in maple syrup or some shit like that, like caramel, I don't know. He looks exactly like that, like canned SpongeBob. I'm feeling it, but it just sounds like the surfing Pikachu, you know, from the anime, where he had psychic powers and he was on an island as well, and I guess it worked like that because, you know, he is covered by a body of water, so he is going to have to, you know, start to expect waves and have to start getting, you know, adapting towards it. And, you know, last I checked, the Raichu can't swim, but he definitely can learn surf. So, hey, I guess now I give a little twist to the event Pikachu that can use surf and evolve into Raichu. Raichu has electric sacs on its cheek, and rubbing them to cause a sweet aroma to be released. The mechanism behind this is not clear, but it's thought to be connected to the psychic power that Alolan Raichu possesses. Maybe to eat food or some shit like that, hunt prey, but this nigga looks like a herbivore. I don't think he eats meat. The Alolan Raichu has a new ability, Surge Surfer, which no other Pokemon has previously had. Never heard that before. With the Surge Surfer ability, the Pokemon speed will be doubled on electric terrain. So like I said in the trailer video, like I said last night, essentially in VGC, because like people don't do their research at all. Raichu is very viable in VGC. I think he's like top 15, top 20 most used mons in VGC. He's definitely in there. He may not even be within that usage, but Raichu is used very commonly. Okay, I'm probably gonna be triggering diehard VGC players, but he's used in VGC, alright? He's viable in VGC, okay? And he's viable in like singles too, like for the lower tiers. And essentially, now we have an Alolan Raichu who gets even more usage from the doubles format. It looks like it's gonna be really good because his ability looks like it's more along gonna be better in doubles than it is gonna be in singles. Like really in singles, I really can't see it being used like that unless like he actually uses electric terrain. You know, like you'd have to like pair electric terrain with it or some shit like that, you know? And for him, electric terrain would essentially just be rock polish for it. So like if you wanted to use it in singles, using electric terrain in singles for Alolan Raichu would be the same as like using like rock polish on like a Landorus or like a Rampardos, you know, shit like that. So stuff like that, it will essentially be used for. So yeah, so it also is viable in singles, but I really feel like it'll, you know, be stronger within doubles, because within doubles, when electric terrain is up, you can't be put to sleep. So Dark Void as well, you know, for a doubles form move from Smeargle, you just can't use it. It just will not work. No. And look at his little cute ass, dude. I love it. I love it so much. I do. But again, I saw a regular Pikachu evolve into Alolan Raichu. You guys can literally go to the Japanese trailer. I'm not going to link it, but it is at the Pokemon website, or the Pokemon channel, like the Pokemon company's channel on YouTube. Literally, if you go there and you go to the Japanese Pokemon channel on YouTube, you can literally see the trailer where there's regular forms evolving into their final evolved forms, which are Alolan forms. It doesn't make any sense, but hopefully it gets explained. And then we have the last one that we got within this trailer, because you can see, it's definitely the last one. Alolan Meowth, my personal favorite Alolan form. He's the Scratch Cat Pokemon. They made him a dark type, and he has Pickup and Technician. So, really no new abilities there, but it's something, you know? It's definitely something. It says here, Meowth is a Pokemon that did not originally live in the Alola region. Ha! Just like Yungoos. They were sent to the royal line as an offering from another region, and only a select few could have them as partners. The Meowth in Alola are distinct for their cunning and their great pride. Two things they really hate: a wound to their pride and dirt on their coins. If either one happens, they fly into hysterics. It is said that the Meowth that were offered to the royal family lived a life of luxury and pampering, which led them to have a selfish and prideful attitude. This caused Meowth form to change, and well, then it also caused him to become quite normal, you know, being just a normal cat, into now a dark type, where he's now become sassy. You can literally see it from his attitude. And look at him, he just don't care. He's just like, what's up? The once rare Alolan Meowth became feral when the monarchy was destroyed. So this is adding on to some story from the Alolan region. We're the Alola region, let's say there's Alola form in the Alola region. It's saying that the Alola region then had a monarchy, which if you actually look into deep Hawaiian lore, there was a monarchy at one point, because it was essentially just, it was very similar to the Japanese economy and how they have a monarchy even still to this date. But the Japanese have an emperor, so they too also had an emperor at one point too in Hawaiian lore. You actually can go look back at it. I took it in history class, and if I fucked up, probably fucked up, because it was a few years back when I took history class and I learned about Hawaiian mythology and Hawaiian, you know, backstory and history. You know, there's mythology, there's history, all that type of stuff. If you can look deep into it, I'm almost positive there was an emperor in Hawaiian too, so that does make sense. And they have now become regular Pokemon, seen as commonly in the Alolan region as elsewhere. So I guess it just kind of shows that Alolan Meowth be a pretty common Pokemon. So it makes me kind of happy, because then I can capture it and put it on my squad. So there's a Alolan Meowth right there, and this one doesn't even exist in this region. It's just this one. So I want to know, does he evolve into a Alolan Persian? He's one that's gonna prove us wrong. Because if he does evolve into a Alolan Persian, that's literally just gonna say fuck Cuba and fuck Pikachu. But guys, that's actually gonna be it though for all the information that we received. We essentially learned a lot from this trailer. We got the Team Skull, finally something to do with the story of the game, because we've only been getting Pokemon so far within this game. So even though there's a lot of people upset about the news, we're still going into this game blind. We have about like 50 plus Pokemon now, but like we still know absolutely nothing of the story. Nothing of the legendaries, nothing! We only know things about the Pokemon, but we now got an introduction to the story where we see the team. We don't really know their motives yet, but it seems to be as though Guzma has some history with Kukui. So, can't wait to figure that out though, guys. I am so hyped for Sun and Moon. If you guys are, by all means, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you already haven't for more Sun and Moon content. And of course, leave your feedback down below on what you think about all of this in the comment section below. With that, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys for watching. I am Numbnexus. Goodbye.